You're live.
Are you going to introduce me or am I introducing me?
Go. Just go for it.
Oh, hello again, everyone. I'm very, very happy to be able to speak with my millions and millions of friends on the World Wide Web. And let's see who's here. Oh, my. Well, welcome, guys. All right. Well, those of you who are here, thank you, Hector. Oh, that's very kind of you. Those of you who are here are hopefully in for a treat. Not only am I going to try to be informative, I'm going to try and make this fun. So what I'm going to do, thank you, Victor. I'm going to ask you guys for some interaction. So, oh, Dominguez, wow, this is humbling. Thanks, man. All right, well then, what's the title of my lecture? It's How to Get Your Opponent Out of Their Opening Preparation. Well, we've heard this type of subject before from the great Yuri Solovdovnichenko. I like the way he does it. He really got one of my students the other day with E4, C5, Knight C3, and then he played Knight G2, and of course he played D4 and got back into the open Sicilian and all that stuff. What we're going to do here is also anti-Sicilian, anti-Najdorf really. So E4, C5, Knight F3, still disguising our intentions. D6, and now actually my preferred move order after much soul-searching torture. Yeah, E4, mucho gusto. Oye, very good, Hector. The only manly move, of course. Now, I played Bishop E2 in my original game, which is there's quite a background story to this game. It was in 1989. It was in Orlando, and I was 4-0 in the last round of a U.S. Weekend Swiss. My opponent was a member of the Swedish Olympic team, and it was a woman. She was incredibly beautiful, blonde, blue eyes, and extremely long eyelashes. And she kept batting at me, so I knew that there were going to be distraction techniques, and I knew she played the Najdorf, so I was not going to allow that. And I went. I didn't create this idea. It goes back to Bassman-Steen. Does anybody know the Bassman-Steen game? Does anybody know Michael Bassman? Dr. Amin has left. Oh, my God. Oh, well. Good. Now we can talk about him. Maybe he'll come back. Bassman. Michael Bassman is one of the most adventurous players in the world. And actually, if you look at his openings, you might think that he's crazy. Well, that kind of stuff suits me. So in the initial game, I played what Michael played here, Bishop E2. But Bishop E2 and C3 are interchangeable. And I think for the psychological reasons, it's actually better to play C3 now. Because when you play C3 and they play Knight F6 and then you play Bishop E2, they might not as easily figure out why they can't take the pawn. So anyway, Bishop E2. She played Knight F6. Good times. And now C3. And now it's a little more obvious this way, because why can't Knight takes E4 be played, guys? Guys, what is the problem with Knight takes E4? Don't all answer at once. Text it, guys, please. All right. No one wants to answer. This is a simple thing. Nobody can miss check. It's Queen A4 check. Queen A4 check wins the piece. Just like creaking chairs. All right, then. Now, going back, everybody's going to see that, all right? Well, not always, but most guys are going to see that. So what we do, or what they do, and what restore. Why is it not restoring? Restore the game I'm reviewing. I don't know. All right, then.
No, restore because you're not doing a game that you've loaded. You're just putting the moves.
Okay. All right, then. Well, let's go ahead and load it again. There we go. All right.
Now you can. Now if you DP, you'll have restore.
Thank you, sir. All right. What would I do without Marty Hirsch? All right. Roll. Knight F6, C3, and she played Knight C6, which is normally what they do. It makes sense. Get another piece out, and now they can take the pawn, right? So we played B4. And again, gentlemen, why? Let's see. Why can't they take the pawn? Knight takes E4. What do we do? Hector, you got any idea? Yes! Well done, Hector. Exactly. D5. Which knight do you want to give me? So, it's amazing how many times they fall for that. But not the Swedish sensation, Mimi Throneholst. She took, and welcome, Andy. Glad you could make it. And now they take the pawn. Usually. Now, if you're playing a titled player, they're not going to take the pawn. Now, you might say this is a garbage opening. It's not a garbage opening. Ron Henley has looked at this with me, as has Alex Lenderman and Wesley So. And this is an awesome opening. And what we end up doing here, if they take that pawn, is I ended up sacking 4 pawns in the exchange. Now, I have defeated 5 grandmasters with this opening as well, but they didn't take the pawns, guys. So my whole theory here, I don't know about our Venezuelans, but hockey, when you get into a hockey fight and you drop the gloves, you better know if the guy's left-handed or right-handed, because that's what decides a hockey fight. You go, you try to pull the jersey over his head, and you grab his shoulder that he can hit you with so that you can keep hitting him with yours. We do the same thing with our opening theory here. We want, as does Solo very well, we want to grab this guy, take him down our back alley into the forest and into a swamp of tactics that is crazy, and the path out is only wide enough for one man to get out alive, or a woman in this case. Now, thank you, Hector. So, what I didn't realize was there was a guy from Serbia standing behind me, Grandmaster Stefan Juric. He actually came up to me after the game. But let's look at the game first. D5 is box. And then the only way they save the piece is Queen A5 check. Now, we play Knight C3. Takes. Knight E5. We take the knight. Now, why can't they take the knight back? Well, they can take it back with the pawn, but they even get attacked even worse than what happened in the game here. So queen takes C3 check, bishop T2, queen takes knight, castles. Okay. Now, of all of our esteemed players in the audience, who's better here, white or black? And it is white that is better. Oh, look at Stockfish. Wow. 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 Stockfish, really. You know, when I played this game, computers didn't understand its position so well. And they take all the pawns, by the way. Why is white better? Well, look at black's. White's almost completely developed here. Look at black's silly setup. No development except the queen. And we all know it's dumb to get out a queen too early. So the queen's just going to be a source of tempo targets. So queen takes, rook b1. We're following Basmanstein. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stop right here, guys. What is white's threat? All right, well, feel free, anyone who speaks English, to tell me what white's threat is here. But if you don't want to tell me, I'll just show it to you. The threat is bishop b5 check. The whole point of this opening, if black gets castled, we're just busted, man. We sacrifice too much. So why are we still ahead besides just the time considerations? Look at that bishop and the rook. The bishop at f8 and the rook at h8. Dude, they aren't even getting in the game. So we have to confine black to her terrible development. But the Swedish sensation played a move that had never been played in chess history, and it is by far the best move in this position. Well, I didn't feel too good about that. I started using a lot of time. I'm not Gadir Husseinov. I'm not a genie on the clock. I'm a correspondence player, and I use a lot of time when I get into positions like this. And I've had talks with our leader, Sasha Starr, about this, and really, I've come to the conclusion after many, many years of chess that using clock time like that, that is doubt. So I'm trying to fix that even at my advanced age. But the move here is clearly bishop f3. And she took the pawn. And that is actually a very, very good move. Now, the problem with taking the pawn on the 13th move is we get in the bishop moves and the rook coming over, and the computers always do that, and that's obviously losing. But here, it's a great move. So I spent half an hour on the clock here, really starting to get concerned. And a friend of mine, his wife, came over, and she took a picture of me in this game because she thought I was losing to a girl. I'll never forget that. That was a long, long time ago. But anyway, I started getting pretty nervous, and then I had to do something crazy. Now, Rook E1 also wins here. There's a lot of winning moves. I didn't need to be nervous. But again, this is the first time I'd ever played this. First time I'd been to this swamp with one of my victims. Rook takes B7. Hey, Naynad, welcome, welcome. You came just in time, my friend. Yes, it is about time for the fireworks. So far, White has sacrificed 4 pawns, and now the only way I could see to continue this attack was to sacrifice the exchange. And of course she has to take it, and of course we take, rook over, and the whole point, bishop c6, check, what the heck. And I felt very confident now. Thank you, Naynad. That was not so easy to come up with over the board in the last round of game. King d8. Everybody's talking about king d8, and then whoa, let me go back here. Then actually I was still nervous here, because this is the way you're supposed to look at a chess position. This is the way that Garry Kasparov and world champions, Magnus, they look at positions. They don't go into the analysis right off the rip. You know, you look at all checks, all captures, all that kind of stuff, but they also try to figure out where the pieces belong. They visualize, and then they figure out how to get them there, which is what I did here. I could see that queen e3 wins the game with the threat of queen a7 hitting the rook at b8 and threatening queen d7 mate in my country. And then I thought, well, queen e3 wins. But a queen doesn't move like a knight. And this is my weird brain. Maybe I shouldn't let you into the things I think about. But I started thinking, why doesn't a queen move like a knight? When the Indians invented chess, why did they decide that queens shouldn't move like knights? And I started actually getting angry that they couldn't move like knights. And then this anger, this resource, got me into a theme that the queen moves like a knight by force. Anyone want to come up with the move here? Anyone got any ideas? Naynad Robula is certainly strong enough to see this, as are our Hispanic friends in Venezuela and Peter Murray. Anybody got the move here? How do we get the queen to e3 and 3 moves by force? Well, we play queen g4, threatening mate. Yes! Yes, Naynad! Well, way to go, Naynad. Awesome. Good move, Naynad. Bravo. Yes. And the move, queen e6, fails. e6 is box. She played it. And now, next on Geraldo, of course, the check. Although, one of my Indian students actually saw you can just play queen g4 here, too. But I did the check. And now, bishop e7 loses a piece. So she played f6. And now, on the Staunton chessboard in real life, the king actually fits on 3 squares of a Staunton chessboard. So I thought, wow, this is like cool, man. I'm making her dig her own grave for the king to lay in the those 3 squares. And now queen e3. It didn't exactly turn out like that, though. This girl was amazing. I thought the game was over here. And she found an excellent move. Oh, my God. Now, those of us who venture into the dark recesses of being a serial killer and mad sacrificing realize there's a certain rule. When you sack this much material, you cannot afford any more trades. Wherefore? I almost thought I was busted here. Does anyone know the only way to continue? Now, I will commence now with the story of after the game, which I won. A gentleman from Serbia walked up to me and said, may I shake your hand? That game was the most brilliant I've ever seen. Brilliant. And I said, well, I don't know how brilliant it was. It was book. Book? What book? I said, Bassman Steen. He says, oh yeah, Hastings, 1978. It was Grandmaster Stefan Juric. And once I mentioned Bassman and Steen, his grandmasterly circuitry bounced back into his head. And he said, "May I please analyze with you?" "Yes, Naynard. Naynard, you are like beyond brilliant." "No, Victor, we can't. Queen A7 does not work because of Rick takes Rick check." And that saves the day for the black player. So he said, "May I analyze it with you?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And seriously, the analysis lasted for about an hour. About 50 people hung around looking at it. It was very entertaining. His arms were flowing. He was going into all these wild variations. And I'm writing them all down. And I learned something about grandmasters here. They rely on their intuition. They don't necessarily work very hard to crank out the variations. Because once I got home and I looked at this, I noticed Bishop A5 check does not work. So Bishop E1, Naynard, very, very good. Very, 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 very good, Naynard. Bishop E1, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Wow. Not necessarily an easy move to find, yet if you understand you can't trade anymore, it is easy to find. So she played Queen C7. I could not believe it. Looking at this later. You know, engines sucked in 1989. However, she found that. The chess world lost an outstanding player with Mimi Throneholst because she later became some sort of chemist, and she invented something where she's in scientific notebooks and all that. But boy, I was sweating this. The king has to play to C7. And I showed this game a couple days ago to our friend, Sasha Starr. And Mr. Starr, to my amazement, he called me last night and said, "Michael, would you like to see one of my games?" So I said, "Yes, of course." And he played this opening, and he won with it. And I was maybe going to include it today, but I've got other stuff I want to show you guys. But I was really, felt really good about that. Yeah, well, I thought about that too, and that is what I did. Well done, Naynard. And now look at what she does. Wow, 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 wow. Actually, King B8 would have been very unclear. But again, white can't lose this. Now, the deal on that is we can't just take the exchange, man. The attack runs out, and we got pawns on one side. There's no way for white to win by bishop takes. So you have to find a better move. And the move is Queen C3 check. Now King B8. So how do we continue, guys? Someone other than Naynard, because he knows all the answers, but I know Naynard will find us too. So Naynard, go ahead. Maybe no one else can understand me today. Boom! Boom chakalaka. Good job, Naynard. Yes, now we can capture the exchange with interest, because now we can get the bishop off the bench. And now we can attack in full force. And the whole point from Jump Street on this whole variation. And that's the beautiful thing about this opening. I beat you to Grunfeld in this opening. And the dealio is, he's a grandmaster. And I wasted 2 tempos in that game because it was the first time I ever beat a grandmaster. I was so nervous, but my master taught me that if you're going to, you don't know what to do, move a rook, just shuffle a rook around, because that's the best way to not damage your position. And the thing is, when you understand themes about openings like this, where there's not much research, you just play the theme while the grandmaster is lost in a swamp of tactics. He feels like he's got a burlap sack over his head. He's been spun around 9 times and clubbed with a baseball bat. So yeah, I'm amazed at the recess. Yes, very good, Naynard. So she played D5, and now she's about to get the development. It's almost over. What we've been avoiding all along. We're getting the pieces out. However, da-da-da-da-da-da, bam! Yes, Rook C1 in time. She has to interpose. And now, this was kind of like Kennedy making the turn from Houston on Elm Street. I like to use that example. The rook is Lee Harvey Oswald, and the queen now has to go to the grassy knoll. And there's 2 ways to go, but that's exactly what I did, Naynard. Very good. Queen G3 and 1-0. Very good. All right, next, we're going to go into more wild and crazy openings. If I can remember how to do that. And here it is. Oh, yeah. Yes. Fichat or Bernstein. Now, I was, let's see, how many people are here? And who's here? All right. Well, then, I know you guys aren't going to argue with me. That kind of sucks. I was looking for an argument. What I'm going to show you here, because Yuri was talking about the Marshall. Yuri was saying, oh, yes, the Marshall, it is, well, you know, there are secrets for White. White still has a way. Well, I almost want to play a match with Yuri, because I got some lines with Black that are not known. I'm not going to show them to you here. But I am going to show you this one. Oh my God. Seriously? The rest of the game is not here. This sucks. Oh my God. Fisher Bernstein. Alright, well, we're going to have to try to do this by memory now, because this download did not work. Okay, well, anyway. Bam. Oh, this is a U.S. Championship, New York City, 1959. Let's go to the Marshall position. Now, takes. Now, in a final round game where Nigel needed the full point and he was playing Hikaru, even Nigel Short played this opening. Nigel Short doesn't believe in it anymore. I still do. I don't play this every time, but this is great for a surprise factor, because who is memorizing a Hermann Steiner variation? Hermann Steiner was a really cool dude, by the way. You know, he came from Hungary, and then he was a boxer in New York City, and became a chess player, and during World War II, he's the only guy that could make a living from chess. Because back in World War II, people went to the movies, and the only people that really made a lot of money during World War II here were the movie stars. So Hermann Steiner moved to Hollywood and turned his garage into a chess club. And he was the master to the Hollywood stars like Humphrey Bogart, Jose Ferrer. And also in the USSR US radio match, he was the only guy with a plus score. Very, very dynamic guy. And he came up with this. And this opening was played through 1959, and then it suddenly disappeared from the arena because Bobby won 2 games with this. And I guess everybody thought it was busted. So, the correct move is da-da-da-da-da-da, Bishop G4. Now, what's the move for White? Well, Queen E3 fails. Does anybody know why? Well, Rook E1, or Rook E8 rather. Now, all marshals, not some, all marshal attacks. I don't care what flavor they are. They're all determined by whether or not White gets his queenside pieces out. If he gets his queenside pieces out, we're busted. We give up a pawn for nothing as Black. If he doesn't get his queenside pieces out, he gets mated. So D4 is obvious and good, forced. And then we play Bishop D6, Queen D2 box because Rook takes Rook as mate. And what's the winning move here, guys? Come on, you tactical geniuses. Somebody's got to find this. This one's easy. This one's easy, guys. Very easy. Bishop F4. Game over. Right? So, it's amazing how often guys fall into that trap. You know, they play normal Ruy Lopez moves, and then suddenly this kind of thing happens, and they're not too happy about that. So, that's not what happened in the Fischer game, because Bobby's not that dumb. Bobby's had trouble with this opening twice, and that certainly came to my attention. So that's why Queen E3 doesn't work. So Bobby, let's restore. Does it restore? I don't care if it restores or not. I can do this in my sleep. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so Bishop G4. Oh, my God, Mike. Here we go. Bishop G4. And White has to play Queen G3. It's box. Okay? We're 4. What is next? Stop, stop, stop. And then queen takes f3. Let's get this straight. No debate. All right, bishop d6, of course, hitting the queen again. Now, f4 is a lousy move. Bobby played that. He actually was lucky to win. But the really cool thing about this is they have to play queen h4. Very good actor. And now, what does black do? Again, rook e8. Rook e8. Rook e8. Everybody's talking about rook e8. And now, box move is f3. They cannot play rook takes. And let me show you why. This is pretty cool. On rook takes, queen takes, I don't care what they do. It is death to the Americans. Now, they will find f3. But this is one of the most brilliant moves I ever found. I found this while analyzing with one of my students. And I was so proud of myself. Queen e2. And we call this the triple bishop sack, or the Vatican variation. Because, as we said before, all marshals are decided by d4. They cannot take the first bishop, because the knight comes in with mate. And if they do this one, the killer from Manila is bang, which obviously cannot be taken. Queen f2 is box. And then it's the other bishop sack. Bishop h2 check, and it's over. So, Bobby also knew not to do any of that stuff, so let's go back to rook e8. Well, can we... all right, here we go. Rook e8. Wherefore, the only move is f3. Can't take the rook. That's a MC hammer rook. Can't touch this. Hammer time. Break it down. All right. Now, for the only time in this game, we're going to retreat and pretend like we're afraid. No. And maybe white will be confident. Now, again, as I said, not some, all martial attacks are determined by whether or not white gets his pieces out on the queen side. Wherefore, that's what Bobby did. Da-da-da, da-da-da. And now, does anyone know what to do? Are we dead? Is it over? No. All right, guys. Oh, wow, we're up to 12 viewers. This is outstanding. And we're going to get more every week, I promise you. Ah, wow, International Master Dominguez. Cool. Naynad, you know what move is here. All right, when you're analyzing a position, what's the first thing you're supposed to look at, guys? You cannot miss this move. I listened to Boris Kogan yelling at me for many, many times. And now that he's dead, I still hear him yelling at me during tournaments on my shoulder. You can never miss check. It's bishop takes h2. Well, queen takes fails. He has to take with the king. Does anybody see the move now? What does black do now? Come on, guys. Stick with the theme. No, you're close, Naynad. But again, what's the first move you're always supposed to look at? You see, if you get in the habit of doing this, you'll find moves like, yes, 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 Naynad. Always look at check. Always check. It might be mate. Yes, Victor. Bueno, Victor. Mucho, Victor. Well done, my friend. Now, queen takes fails. He has to go king g3. And Bobby did. Now, what do we do as black? We play queen takes h4 check. Now, unless our opponent is sitting around memorizing lines from 1953, and this game with Bernstein was never analyzed publicly. So, and the Hermann Steiner just died out after this game. I guess everybody threw, well, Fischer has crushed the Hermann Steiner. But guess what, man? No. Picture your opponent. He knows the Ruy Lopez. He's never seen the Hermann Steiner. If he did, he doesn't remember. And he plays all normal moves. These are all box moves for white. He gets to this position and says, what the hell just happened? Where did the middle game go? There is no middle game. What is going on? Yes, rook e1. Pawn takes. Rook takes. Pawn takes. And we have the Fischer-Bernstein game. Well, let's look at the dynamics of this position. Ha ha! That knight on b1 ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And what we want to do as black is we want to move the rook to e8, down to e1, and win the knight. Naynard, you're just a genius, man. Real seriously. And this would win, except white has some counterplay here of pushing the d-pawn. If he pushes a d-pawn and pushes a d-pawn, we have to take it, and then c3 becomes a queen because the rooks can't stop it. So rook e8 right away does not work. Rook e8 right away is a loser-loser. It's a bruiser. Oh, my God. We're at 4. Bernstein screwed up here and played rook d8. And Bobby got to play a4. And Fischer played, Bernstein played there, and Fischer got into d5. And he won the game easily. However, I looked at this game and I thought, wait a minute. I noticed what Naynard saw here. And honestly, okay, I'm a pretty good coach. But I give everybody a sheet of paper their first day. It's called Paranormal Chess Vision. Where if you just memorize this one page, and you know what to do in the opening and the middle game and the end game, the rules of thumb. And I tell them, all end games, get your king to the center. Well, we just went to an end game here. And yeah, what happens if king f8 gets played? King f8 just wins, man. Because now the d5 advance is cut off by king e7, king d6, and rook e8. So Bernstein had Fischer had he just played king f8, but he didn't do it. So how does this happen in real life? Well, there is one variation that gave me some severe trouble. And out of this line. So I worked for like a month, and I came up with the idea of playing an a5 advance in a Marshall, kind of like a French. Really weird idea, Mike. Yes, it is. But then, a few days later, I got a chance to play it against a grandmaster, Jutta Grunfeld, who's one of the strongest players in the world. And, dude, it doesn't get better than getting to play your stuff against the grandmaster and see if it works. Well, Jutta took, I took, and Jutta played d4. Which is recognized in many books as the bust to the Heumann Steiner. Wherefore, take, and now, what's going on with that pawn at g2? You'll be amazed how many guys take that thing. But if you remember the game where Nakamura was white against Magnus, and he got that pawn on g7, Magnus never took the pawn, because this pawn's become a double agent. It's actually helping white. He can't, if he takes it, but if he doesn't take it, we can't put a black piece there. It actually protects the white king. And Jutta knew this, so Jutta didn't take it. Jutta went into contortions not to take that pawn. He played queen f3. So I got to try my move a5, which is an improvement of the old bishop e6. a5 is my move, and I was very curious to see what would happen here. Jutta continued to develop. So I thought, okay. This is like a French now. This is like a Ruy Lopez player with black, Marshall attack guy, playing like a French, right? And I was thinking of Fischer-Miagmasurin, where Miagmasurin merrily expanded on the queen side, and Fischer got in the move a3 to stop it all. So bishop e6, and now I am threatening to put holes in white's queen side. And Jutta developed a piece, and I thought, wow, well, let's see what b4 does. And he ignored it. He just got another piece. Very good chess by Jutta, by the way. So I thought, wow, like Fischer-Miagmasurin, except I get to play a3. I had no idea what was going on here, because it's the first time I ever had anything like this, and I'm, again, getting in severe time trouble, which I used to do a lot. And he played b3, and I'm thinking, wow, okay, well, I got him on the queen side, now I just prepare to attack, right? And I didn't know what to do. And I was starting to get in time trouble, so I take. He develops another piece. I didn't know what to do, so I played rook. No, first I played knight d5. He moved his bishop, and now I played rook a6 because I didn't know what to do, and I thought I'll go after his loose pawn. Does anyone see why that may be a blunder, rook a6? Like maybe a really, really dumb move. Anyone have any idea? You'd have found a really good move here, as you would expect, one of the top players in the world. Yes, Nenad, that is exactly what he played. And my blood went cold. Holy mother of God. The guy is threatening knight f6 check and checkmate and queen takes rook. Yes, yes, I got such a sick feeling. But this is the good thing. This is something I've learned over the years. When you play sharp openings and you play really good openings, your pieces are in good squares and sometimes you get lucky. f5 is a box move. He took the rook. After the game, you have to ask yourself, can white really take this rook? Well, you know, I wasn't such a genius here because the moves are easy to find. I got to take the knight. A 4-year-old school child would take the knight. But look what black has for the rook, or for the exchange. Whoa! We have an open f-file. We have an attack against foolish Freddy. f2. White's weakest pawn from Jump Street. I mean, what more could we want? Well, I'd like to have my rook back, please, but yeah. So, you'd have took it. Next move is obvious, guys, right? I'm not a genius for this at all. You all can find this move. Someone give me the move for black. Come on, Nenad. Nenad. What would you play as black here? Yes. We attack f2. My plan is barbaric. He defends. What do we do next? We stay with our plan. Queen f6. Wonderful. Well, he defended. Well, what do we do next? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Knight f4 hitting the queen. And here we have. Welcome. I'm Pat Summerall for True Value Hardware with the losing move. Brought to you by True Value Hardware. We need a sponsor, dude. He did not take the knight because he likes his bishops more than knights, as do I. But he had to take the knight. He didn't. He moved his queen. And now, it's over. It's so over. It's over. Dun, dun, dun. What's the winning move? This is what's so damn funny. Yes, knight h3, and the pawn, the thorn pawn in the thorn trees that he did not want to take. It's now his only legal move. Dude, this is just funny. I blunder a rook and get this. So, takes. Oh, let's go win that pawn that we weakened on the queen side. Yeah. Unit didn't give up. Now he's going for that D5 desperado. And I decide, let me send his king to the corner for the end game in case we do have an end game. And then I took the rook. He took, and bishop h4. And he very gracefully resigned. But that is pretty cool, isn't it, fellas? So, let's see if Coach Mike has anything else here. Oh, yes, I do! Oh, this is a wonderful one. I hope the whole game is here. No way. What the heck? Wow. All right. Well, I am going to have to pull this one up on my other computer next door. It will only take me a moment. I was prepared for this thing not happening. And where are we? Okay. The thing I want to talk to you about here is the Ich bin Berliner, the Berlin defense. What happens in the Berlin defense, guys? We have an end game. We have the Berlin Wall, the Berlin end game. And the pieces are not moving. Yes, I noticed this. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, knight takes e4. What the heck? Here we go. Here we go. Castles and knight takes e4. All right. And I gotta maintain the slow progress here. Hopefully I'll have all this figured out by the next time I ever do this. Rook e1. I like rook e1. Rook e1. Oh, by the way, this guy playing Alexander Ivanov is black. He's the grandmaster and lives in Boston now. Similar has-been, Jorge. His name used to be Zamora, and this guy used to hang out in the tournament halls all night long at the World Open and the New York Open, offering 5-2, 5-2. He'd play grandmasters at 5-2 and kick their butts. Amazing guy. So rook e1, knight d6. And what's the book move here, fellas? What the heck? What the heck is going on here? Knight takes e5. Bishop e7. And now, let me scroll down. Bishop f1's the book move. Does bishop d3 look stupid? Try to look stupid when you play this move, actually. I think that's, the theatrics make it even more fun. At least it does with my players. My kids love theatrics. Bishop d3. Pretending like you're stupid and you've totally blocked in your queenside pieces. White has no development. Wow, this is just horrible, right? Maybe you can even act like you made a blunder. So, the whole point, Ivanov castled. What do we do? Oh, not queen h5. This actually was played long ago, man. The first time this position ever played was in the first World Title Championship match between Steinitz and Zukertort in 1886. Steinitz played queen h5. But Jorge played knight c3, and it looks good to me. Look at the development finally happening. Knight takes e5, rook takes, only move, and then bishop f6. Looks like a very clever move by Grandmaster Ivanov. And now, where do we put the rook? Donde está I forgot how to say rook in Spanish. Right. Bishop d3 instead of f1. Obviously, we go to e3 to further restrict the dark squared bishop from ever coming out alive. And a blind man with a cane would see we're trying to play. We want to play the move. Bishop takes h7 check. So Sasha Ivanov played g6. And Mr. Zamora played queen f3, developing his next piece. Now, if he didn't have such a stupid dark squared bishop, he might actually be winning this, right? So, what did Ivanov do? He got a little overconfident. He played bishop g7. Oh, by the way, before you think this is garbage, I've never lost with this, and neither have my students. Ever. And we frequently get the bishop sack in. So, just saying. What's the move for white here? Anybody know? Anybody know? How does white proceed? I really love the move that Jorge came up with here. Come on, our millions and millions of viewers here on the World Wide Web should know what to do here. Victor Korchnoy's not here. Victor Mago's here. Come on, guys. No. Oh, wait. Dude, that's coming. That is coming, indeed. But first, a message from our sponsors with B3. Jorge's getting that bishop out. Of course he is. And Ivanov played 98. And now Nenad has, oh my God, bishop a3. D6 is box. Get the last piece in the game. I always like that. Me love development. I love development. Knight f6. Yep. Thank you, Nana. It's good to know that I have people paying attention. And then H3. Ivanov played knight d7. And the flaw with knight d7 is what Nenad saw. Well, let's take that square. Octopuses belong in the center. Yes, Nenad! Nenad, dude, you are so tactically strong. It's ridiculous. Now, from this position, oh, Nesmedinov! Does anybody ever heard of Rashid Nesmedinov? You should Google it and find Nesmedinov in YouTube. There is a super cool video. This guy was a mad sacrificer who was actually had a better reputation of sacrifices than Mikhail Tal. And he is, during World War II, he was the only guy to survive in his army units many, many times. But Nesmedinov actually had this position in Krasnodar 1957, and after f5, knight takes c7 won. So I guess you could say Ivanov played an improvement, king h8. But then I was taught that rooks go to the 7th rank by my master. c6, telling the knight to go away. And, dude, this is so brilliant by Mr. Samor husband. Bishop 6. This was played in St. Louis a few years ago. C takes d5. And now, what does white do? Rook takes f7. Rook e8. He had to take that rook, by the way. And now, does anybody see a killer move here? This one isn't so easy to see, maybe. But it's a nice way to finish the game. And again, my theory here. Yeah, if black really plays really well, maybe he draws against bishop d3. But if we play a mainline Berlin, odds are the game's going to be a draw too. So I kind of like this. But the winning move that Mr. Hesbun played was bishop e7. Very, very stunning move. That move is just downright beautiful. Rook e8 probably wins too. But that's like outstanding. And Grandmaster Ivanov played queen a5. Now, you could play rook g7, but I love the way Jorge plays. Rook e6. Just keeps piling it on. And what I don't understand why Ivanov took this pawn. It's like, could he get farther away from the defense of his king? Nah. Bishop f6. This is a bloodbath now. And look at the silly development by black. He never got his pieces out. Takes, and finally, the crusher from Russia. Who knows the winning move? This ended the game. Ivanov resigned after this. Yes, Nana. Very good. Queen f6. All right, so we're going to do one more because we have 6 minutes. And Coach Mike always fills all his time. And hopefully this game will be here, but I know this game by heart as well. Oh, jeez. It's not there. All right. Well, all right. I got to do this by memory now. Oh, my God. Well, can he do it? Well, all right. Again, you guys are going to think this is a garbage opening, but guess who else plays it? Nigel Short and my friend Ron Henley, who trained Karpov through 9 World Championship matches. Oh, my God. What am I doing? Why am I making moves instead of the arrow key? Let's refresh. This is like, oh, my God. Let's go back. There we go, Mike. I'm doing, all right. We're good now. D6. Now, when you're playing the Pirc, I used to struggle. I tried to play so much like Bobby, and the Austrian attack always, I was frustrated. And here's the dealio. When a guy plays the Pirc, he's going to know the Austrian attack. And my master, Gary Sanders, all 500 pounds of him, says, the Austrian attack sucks. So I came up with this. Again, try to look dumb. Oh, and the guy playing white here, this was in Lugano, Switzerland, 1989. It's my friend Miles Ardeman, who used to be the champion of Florida. This guy, super skinny, looked like he ate like a leaf for lunch, and he was an albino, blonde hair, thick glasses, and he's an assassin on the chessboard. He just crushes people and cackles while he's doing it, like kind of like Magnus. So bishop c4, knight f6, and now we play queen e2. And the idea is to drive the e pawn. And my clients actually called this the chicken bone, because we want to put the pawn on e6 and make him choke on the bone in the throat. So if they castle, as they've been taught to do, as nice Pirc players, we drive the e pawn. And Mr. Muir played knight e7. play e6. Oh, we only have 4 minutes left. I don't know if I can finish this game in 4 minutes, but I'm going to try. He has to take, otherwise we take for free, right? So, bang. And do we take with the bishop or the queen? Well, in case you have any doubt, we like to take with the lower value piece. If you take with the queen, you totally screw everything up here. Okay, does anybody know what I consider to be the winning move here? This is actually my favorite tactic. I love x-rays, and there's an x-ray on the board right now that wins. No, you totally screw it up with knight f3. You play knight f3, you totally screw up this attack, Nenad. Well, you're very good, but you actually got one wrong, so you showed you're a fallible human being. There's a crusher from Russia here, man. X-ray! The X-ray is on the board. Crush him with the X-ray. No! No, that's not an X-ray. That king is being X-rayed with radiation. How do we implement X-ray? Well then. Alright. This one's easy, guys. Come on. H4. Boom! Shakalaka. Now, Mr. Mir played knight c6, threatening fork you, Miles. He wants to fork the bishop and queen. So it's all over, isn't it? Like, white's busted, huh? Is white busted here? Let's find out. Well, what is... Yes, Nenad! Yes, Nenad. But Nenad! What about knight takes? G5? Huh? Huh? No. No. Yes, Nenad. Very good. Very good. He cannot take the queen because of rook takes mate. Wherefore? It doesn't matter. He's only got 2 moves. He's got h6 and knight f6. I think he played knight f6. All right, guys. Can you give me the winning theme? Yes, Nenad. Bam! Yes, that's why bringing out the knight would have been screwy. If you play knight f3, you totally screw up the attack. Wherefore, game over. Now, I guess we could look at h6, since I still got a minute to kill here. And if he plays h6, oh man, what do we do now? What do we do now? Well, knight c2 is a waste of time, yeah. It's a great way to end things. Somebody please give me the winning move. Brought to you by Johnson Wax. Yeah, bishop h6 works, but I like to be flashy. I like to do things with check. So this works too. Yeah. And then there. And oh, Keeler! I am so sorry. Dude, your pieces aren't moving. That's why you had to put text in. I'm very sorry. I should have understood that's what you're saying. And queen h5. So, thank you guys for joining. I've got a lot more stuff like this. And again, the whole point, like Yuri, we want to grab our opponent's jersey, pull it over his head, and just keep beating on him. Drag him into a forest, into a swamp of tactics, where maybe neither side knows what the hell's going on, but we've been there before, and we're comfortable with that. And the path is only wide enough for one man to get out alive. So thank you all for watching. I really enjoyed it. It's an honor to be here. And have a great day, guys. Thank you very much.